Hey Happy Crew, HappiDaze. So in today's video we are doing the next season of Grand Party. So we passed the anniversary, so now it's back to kind of your normal JP. Really want you to use teams that are kind of int focused for this season. So we're going to stick with using Shanks for today's matches. See if he's any good. He was fantastic during the last season, but again that's because he had the rule set in his favor. So we're going to see what he can do. So you can see off the bat he's only down to 2 bursts. So it's going to be really hard to win with just 2 bursts, right? Especially when you have Kazarus who have 3, Int Luffy Bonnies who have 3, Dex Luffy's who have 4. It's just a lot of really kind of crazy rule sets going on here. So we'll see what we can do the best we can do. It's all we can hope for in these battles. Strategy here, really have the anti-Free Spirit team face Free Spirit, and then basically win one of the other battles with one of the other teams. So if you saw when we were starting this battle, we do have the Navy team still here, still kicking, still pretty good. And then we also have, of course, the kind of crazy OP Free Spirit team there. So as the days go on, I might actually change my teams, move maybe Shanks to the Free Spirit team, and then I do want to try out the new team with the new Mars and Saturn, as well as the new dual Jupiter unit as well. So yeah, just really awesome units. Haven't had a chance to really use them, but they were really critical during the Assault Rumble for the season. So really excited to see what they can actually do in normal PvP. So you can see, basically once Shanks goes, like, it's game over. Like, they really can't do anything against us, which is great in some ways. But again, if you want to get the most out of this Shanks' burst, you really have to be either facing Free Spirit characters or driven characters to really get the most bang for your buck there. So, able to get through the first match. Wasn't too difficult. We did have 2 specials left over. So the game plan here is basically, if we win the first match, I always put my strongest team in the third match and kind of use that second match as just call it a gimme, right? Get the opponent to use all their specials. But when you're facing Kizaru leaders, it's a little bit different because you don't want them going off, because once they get their specials going, it's really hard to stop them from doing enough damage to basically just keep triggering their specials over and over and over again, which is what happens against Kizaru. So what we're really hoping to do here is hoping to edit pretty quickly with our Free Spirit team. Nothing's really too crazy on this team itself. Of course, they have the Uda unit who can do a bunch of cooldown reduction. If we were Dex or Slasher, then that buggy would be really a pain to deal with, but we're not either of those, so we don't have to worry about that. And you can see we're just kind of trucking along here. Could use one of the specials here, but it's not really going to do too much, just because there's not a lot of tons of Free Spirit characters or driven on that team. So you can see it only took out 1 unit, but we're kind of lackluster in terms of what it could actually do. Looks like we'll pretty much win this match. Shouldn't be that much of an issue. Once the Lila didn't swap go, we'll get some special rewind, which will just help us out there. Jinbei also give a bunch of awesome stats to the crew, so we're just going to skip here. So I thought I had it in the bag. I didn't think there was going to be any way they were going to be able to come back and take us out, but I was proven wrong, right? And that's why I always kind of consider the second match a wash and put my strongest team in the 3rd position. So luckily you can see the teams, right? So it was kind of good to know, oh hey, this is just kind of your standard Dex powerhouse team. Nothing to really worry about. No kind of crazy OP units on here. Of course, having Pizarro was just a pain to deal with because he just gives so much defense to the team, so that's of course not fun to deal with. But outside of that, like, there's no one on this team that really worries me. Again, there are some driven characters on the team, so I should be able to use my special to get around that. You can see I just took a nasty shot there. 4 out of my 5 front line were binded. Got a bunch of special bind as well, but the good part about this team is once Kushiku can go, she triggers everyone else, right? And then basically once Prince Fu goes, he gives you all that protection against fixed damage, damage through time, damage through defense, and all those things, which is just awesome. And then he does the swap, so boom, you can bring Habari in, get the cooldown reduction, and just really stop them from doing everything. Once Garp goes with his super special, like, he can melt people. You can see, even though he doesn't have a super special here, does just an absolute ton of damage. We're going to use one of our bursts here, might as well, because there's no reason not to. So you can see we binded a bunch, killed a bunch of the units as well. So at this point, once Luffy and Lucci go, there's really nothing they're going to be able to do to stop us from winning this match. So, good start. Definitely like to start off with a win for the first day of the first season. So, going to take that and see who we can fight for battle number 2. Again, we'll keep trying to face versus captains. I think it's just kind of burst captains, I should say. I think it's just good to kind of showcase what different units can do. So that was Kizaru. Let's see who else we can fight in battle number 2. Let's go ahead and take on the Blackbeard, I think. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that I can beat this Blackbeard. Of course, you have to watch out because they have the Shanks in the middle, so we'll absolutely destroy free spirit teams. So that's kind of the only downside there. But again, if I can win this first match with my Navy team, and I know that their last team is free spirit, and I'll have my Shanks on there, I'm feeling pretty confident. This is a kind of slowly starting to like the meta team. Obviously, you have the new Elder units here who just beat this team up so much more, but starting to get up there, but not the scary kind of crazy #1 team that Sump was kind of posting in his opinion of what was #1 PvP. So I felt pretty confident that we'll be able to take this team down pretty easily. A lot of quick characters on here. Of course, the Navy is mostly Dex characters, so we get the type advantage there, which means when Garp and Kobe go, they're just going to hit like absolute tanks. Again, we're going to get the haste from the Kujigo, which is awesome. Love to see that. Pretty much everyone's ready to go. Unfortunately, when Garp goes, he doesn't have a super because we didn't have a chance to have Honeppo or Prince Gru go first. So that's kind of the only downside there. We're going to get some shield, which is always good. Do the swaps. We get the cooldown reduction here. And finally get all the awesome defense buffs that we need. So at this point, we're in really good shape. Again, there's a lot of characters on this team that are driven, so when we use the Shank special here, we should be able to do a good chunk of damage. Awesome, bunch of action buying. We triggered the death hit. Not that it would have mattered because we have protections for everyone except for Helmeppo anyway. So yeah, at this point we can just skip. There's really nothing they can do to kind of kill us at that point, which is great. Get the first match out of the way. Love to see that. Alright, so for the second match, this is pretty much just going to be a wash. So if you face that Shanks with a free spirit team, you're not in for a good time, unfortunately. So we're just going to skip this. We know we're going to get destroyed. Like, there's no chance that we're going to win that. And it is what it is. But it gets us one step closer to getting to the real match that we care about. And again, we're going to have our Shanks be able to just do an absolute ton of damage. Again, because we have our Shank special ready to go. And hit absolutely debuffs free spirit characters. It's going to absolutely just kind of destroy this team. And then once the other Shanks goes, it's game over. Like, there's nothing that they're really going to be able to do to stop us from winning this second match. The one downside to this team is it does take quite a long time to get specials going. That's kind of the painful part of it. They do get a shield, and we do take a little bit of damage, so you can see that was just not a good shot, but like I said, all we need is Shanks to go once, and it's game over. Alright, we got Beckman and Yasop there. Killed the sun, that wasn't very nice, but hey, it is what it is. We'll use our special here. Should be able to do a ton of damage here. And then we're just waiting for Shanks to go. Wow, that did not do anything near what I thought it would do. I thought it was going to do a whole lot more versus them. I did do some special bind, which is great. But yeah, outside of that, it didn't really do too much. So we'll have to wait for the special of the Shanks here to go. We're going to take another shot from Luffy. Please don't kill us. We did get special rewound, which just means we have to wait a little bit longer. Triggering the death hit of Mars. Not good. Not where you want to be, unfortunately. But we got our front line back. Kuma should be able to do some good damage to defense here. At least enough to soften them up so that when Shanks goes, he should hopefully be able to just wipe out this whole front line in one shot. Hopefully you don't have to take too bad of a shot here from Ace. He's going to get his special off. It's only a 20% damage cut, so we're kind of low anyway. But unfortunately, of course, it has to bind the Ace, the Shanks unit, right? Because why wouldn't it? The one damage deal we had, it had to take out. So I was getting tired of waiting. I actually didn't think we were going to win that one, so I kind of skipped so we could kind of maybe change our strategy. But hey, we ended up winning. And that's the power of Shanks. As long as you have one Shanks there and ready to go, he can just absolutely just dominate everyone without any problems, which is kind of awesome. So for the final match of the day, obviously we could either choose to do the Int Luffy or the Dex Luffy. I think we're going to go ahead and try the Dex Luffy. We'll try the Int Luffy tomorrow and see how it works out. I just don't think with the only 2 burst gauges of this Shanks that we're going to have great luck if we go after them without having that ready to go. So that's why we're going to kind of stick with that. Again, a lot of quick characters on the front line. We're going to use our Dex team to go ahead and kind of help get to this pretty quickly. We don't have many shooters on our front line, so hopefully we shouldn't take too much damage here. Once Kujaku goes, we'll be in really good shape. We are going to take a shot here from Luffy. Did some damage, but nothing like too crazy. Would have been better if we were able to block that completely, but hey, sometimes that's how it is. Again, Garp just gets pushed to the front, which just kind of hurts him because he doesn't have his super ready to go right there. Do some swapping shenanigans here. Alright, here we're going to get some debuff protections. Again, just more swapping around. We do have the Kobe and Garp special gauge fully charged now. Luffy and Lucci should hit pretty good with the type advantage there. Awesome, so we took out 2 units there, and again, because we had the damage notifications, yeah, we lost Helmeppo, but everyone else, it was perfectly fine, which is great. We used one of our specials here. And not enough to kill everyone. Close. S-Snake is just holding on, so we're just going to skip here just so we don't have to go to the end, but there was literally nothing they were going to be able to do to us once Garp and Kobe went, so pretty confident that we can just go ahead and skip there. Again, second match is really just a sacrificial match, so we'll see what happens after there. Again, they don't have the elders on this team, the new elders, so that's good. That helps out a little bit. Gotta take the burst right away, unfortunately. So we're just gonna skip here. So you can see we didn't win. Even with the burst, I don't think we probably would have won that one. So it was just a sacrificial match here, because we know that going into the final match, we'll have Shanks and he'll just destroy everyone without any problems there. So that will probably be my strategy going into the last couple days. Is that see if you can see where the Int Luffy leader is, and that's pretty much where the Free Spirit team is most likely guaranteed to be. Have your Shanks team go against that, even if you can't see them, and then you'll be good to go. You'll at least know you'll get 1 win, and then, like I said, you can use those other 2 matches to get the other win, to get 2 out of 3. Use our special right here. A lot better than it was in the previous match there, but unfortunately Luffy's going to go and do the heal, which is just a thing to deal with. Gives him a 25% CT reduction, which of course is not fun to deal with either. If we can just get our Shanks to go, we'll be in really good shape here. You can see their team does have the Shanks, so this is kind of you know, a very common thing you've been seeing lately where, you know, they bring the new Shanks onto the Free Spirit team, and he does pretty well, and then you don't have to have kind of like a dedicated team to take out Free Spirit, right? You could have Free Spirit go against Free Spirit, and as long as Shanks goes, it's pretty much a guaranteed win. So might switch to that for the last couple of days. We'll have to see how that goes. But you can see, boom, Shanks just drops the hammer on everyone. Absolutely just destroys everyone. It's disgusting. With only 2 left, we're just going to skip this in the interest of time. So that's going to wrap up the first day's matches. We fought the Burst Kizaru, the Burst Blackbeard, and the Burst Luffy. Obviously, the Blackbeard and Luffy being from 12th anniversary that just happened. So yeah, make sure you do change your leaders at the end of the day. Let's get into the day 2 matches and see how we do there. Alright, so for the day 2 matches, we're going to go ahead and change our leader to the Int Luffy Bonnie. 3 burst gauges, ability to get rid of a bunch of CT, and also just the ability to do some damage. Why would you want to pass that up? I think that'll be the leader that you'll see a lot of people again using this season. First match, we are going to go ahead and face a mirror match here with the Int Luffy Bonnie captain as well on their side, so we do have to watch out for that special reduction. They do have to get 16 hits, or maybe it's 18, I forget which one. But 16 or 18 hits to get their special gauge charged. So the good news is with this team, I should be able to hopefully get all the specials to go off and not have to really deal with much there, with Shanks go ahead and killing pretty much everyone once he's able to go. Again, they won't usually typically use their burst in the first match, even though you sometimes would like them to. So they'll probably save it for the subsequent matches. And so typically I like to put a team in slot number 2. We can just basically go ahead and tank a bunch of those specials, and we'll hopefully at least get 1 or 2 burst advantage going into match number 3 there. So just waiting for Shanks to go. He's going to go right after Beckman and Yasop. And he gets Kuma just ready to go as well, but we probably won't need him too much. Let's see what Shanks can do at 150. Alright, surprisingly not as much as I thought. I thought he would do a lot more damage, so I'm guessing that this team has a lot of heavy investment, and the fact that, you know, they are running that Free Spirit team just gives them so many buffs for this season. So we're just going to use our burst there, just so we can kind of get it away. I was hoping that by doing this, we can kind of trigger them to be able to use at least 1 burst, right? So we could survive 2 bursts on fight number 2. Pretty easy to at least get 2 bursts if you have the Navy team in the second slot. They have a lot of defense, a lot of death hits, so it's really easy to kind of keep the teams going. So we're kind of just holding out here. We don't want to skip, because I found, and it's just anecdotal testing, is that typically if the matches tend to go longer, even if it looks like there's no chance of them winning, they sometimes will use their burst gauge in that first fight. So unfortunately that didn't happen here. Mars should just about end it. If he doesn't, then Emu is going to pretty much end it for us. So fortunately, we didn't get any of those bursts taken, so I still have 3 burst gauges charged. Again, I'm hoping we can take all 3 in the second fight, but that's asking a lot for the Navy team to do, or even for the Free Spirit team to do. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, so we knew we were going to lose, but they did actually use all 3 burst gauges there. So that's the good news for us. And like I said, originally I was going to put the Free Spirit in the 3rd position, but I did see that they did have Shanks there, and I noped out of that. I did not want any part of that. Should be pretty easy here to beat this team. Again, Uda gives a bunch of CT reduction. Shanks really won't hurt anyone really too much on this team. And then their backbench isn't really scary. Obviously, Pink can give some defense, things like that, but it's nothing that we're going to have really too much trouble to go into. Emu does some fixed damage, but again, once Kujiko goes, it'll pretty much be over at that point. If she ever decides to go, we'll use a burst here just because they're getting kind of close to their specials, and I don't want to let them be able to kind of get them off. Unfortunately, they might get 1 or 2 off. Okay, so that's fine for Uda because she doesn't haste anyone. She gives the cooldown reduction, but she doesn't haste them, so that's not actually bad for us. We're going to haste a bunch of units here. Hopefully Garp can stay towards the bottom of the lineup. Fortunately, he doesn't. I mean, they're close. You can see we took out at least one unit there, but there's a couple that are really on the cusp of dying there. Ibari's going to come in. Just do some more special rewind there. Once Luffy and Lucci go, should pretty much wrap up everyone else who's here. Awesome shot. That is why the Luffy and Lucci at 150 just hits like a tank. And yeah, at this point there's nothing they can do, so just to kind of speed things up, gonna use the special there. You can see Pika's holding on by a thread. Meppo should at least be able to kill Pika here, but we're gonna skip it anyway. Alright, so there we go. First match of day number 2. Got the victory. Love to see that. Let's see who we got for captains for fight number 2. Let's go ahead and take on that Shanks at the top. If you see a Shanks, like, I definitely think you should take him on the season. One, you'll know where his Free Spirit Destroyer is, unless they have an alternate art version and have 2 teams of Shanks out there. But only having 2 bursts, like, I'm not even worried, right? You can have the Free Spirit Destroying team go first, and then you can just basically make sure that, you know, since the Shanks in the middle team there, we can go ahead and put our Free Spirit in the 3rd position, where they'll be able to just absolutely dominate any other team that's there. So that's kind of the game plan. Should be a pretty simple victory. Nothing really too complicated there. Again, the painful part is just waiting for the specials to go off. It takes so long to get Shanks' special to go off. You can see in most cases, it's probably a good 15-20 seconds before Shanks is able to get his special off most times, which is fine. He kind of survives, keep going. You could throw him in the bench instead in the first slot, so that way you protect him a little bit, right? You don't have him dying before he gets a chance to get his special off. Beckman and Yasop will kick off their special and pretty much get the burst gauge of, or the special gauge charge of the character they bring in pretty high up. Again, that could be an option if you don't want to have Shanks in the front line, but of course for this video and for these fights, we'll just keep them there because we have a good enough defense out here. We should be able to kind of get through without too many problems. Unfortunately, just because of how the order of specials jump there, our Shanks is not ready yet, and we have Usopp and Lilith about to kind of hit us with the special, which is not good. Because the special will rewind on us even more. Always painful when that happens, unfortunately. But Shanks is going to go right here, and alright, didn't kill that front line. Again, when facing these int Luffy leaders, he gives so many buffs to the defensive, his defensive characters there, as well as the Zoro, of course, helps as well. That's just really hard to kill them. Even with the burst, you can see we only took out 2 of their units, right? But again, at this point, like, it shouldn't be that bad to take them out. We're gonna get the death hit from Mars here. Takes out a couple more, and at that point, it's GG's. There's nothing else that they can kind of do to win this match here. Kuma with his special would pretty much wipe them out himself, so we're just going to skip to just save some time on the video. Again, we'll just use the second match as sacrificial. We'll eat up both of the Shanks bursts on here. We'll lose, yep, but we'll get our burst gauge charged, so basically we should be able to have 2 bursts ready to go on the final battle. And if you have 2 Luffy bursts ready to go in the final battle, and you have any half-decent team, like, you should win. It should be almost a guaranteed win. Alright, so time for some revenge on the Elders here. Again, some older characters on their bench. Nothing to really be too scared about, so it should be pretty easy to kind of get through this. if we can get both Warcurry and Saturn on at the same time, we can force them both out with Luffy specials. That would be great if we could do something like that. Specials are getting close to getting launched. We'll just go ahead and use our special to rewind them by 30%. Do some damage as well. Didn't knock out Saturn because I forgot Saturn has the ability to resist getting blown away, unfortunately. But he can't resist Zoro's slash, so you can see that was awesome. We took him out. That means when Luffy goes, we should be able to knock out Warcurry when he comes in. I hate how long it takes for all these buffs to apply once characters go in and out. It's always such a pain. Unfortunately, because of where the characters were, it only hit the Lucci there, which was a bit of a pain. But again, there's only 2 ints at this point, or maybe 4 if you include the one that's forced out, so not really kind of too worried there. Alright, perfect. There we go. We were able to get through that match pretty easily, pretty straightforward there. End up picking up the 2nd win of the day. And let's see who we have for the 3rd match of the day here. Let's check out what this bottom team looks like. We already did 2 int Luffy Bonnie, so ooh, this is actually interesting. I want to try that team at the bottom. It's super interesting, right, with at least 3 of the 4 elders there. So I want to see what happens. Now, this isn't a burst captain, right, so it should be pretty easy to kind of get through here. Again, once you get past the day 3 matches, like you don't want to be second guessing what you're going with in your strategy, right? You want to make sure you're taking the easy wins, make sure you are changing your leader at the end of the day, so that way everyone can get the community strategy, everyone gets to get to 15 wins, gets the full max reward. So just make sure when you're done your match for the day, you're going in, you're editing your team, preferably if you don't mind resetting your team every day, set to auto edit, so that way it gives full complete randomization. If you can't do that, at least go in and change your leader of all your current teams to a non-burst captain. You can leave all your teams exactly the same, just change your leader to a non-burst captain, and that way people will at least be able to fight and not have to worry about bursts like our awesome TRS member is doing here. Still waiting on Shanks to go. Again, just takes a very long time for Shanks to get his special off, unfortunately. Pretty good hit by Mars there. You get some special rewind, unfortunately. We're going to use the burst here just so we can give our Shanks a chance to go. He just hasn't had a chance to do anything because we kept getting our special rewound. But now, there should be no stopping Shanks from going. And there we go. Just skipping for some brevity to save the time on this total video. Boom. For second fight, obviously just don't want to fight that Shanks for 3 Spirit team, so lucky for us, they only have a Shanks in the 2nd slot team, so yep, we'll sacrifice. And I don't know like how we won that, to be completely honest. Like, there should have been no way that we should have won that. Again, maybe you can contribute that to being a non-burst captain. So I was actually really want to test out the Free Spirit team against that final team at the end there, see how they did. I'd imagine we'd be able to win without too much difficulty, but I just want to see how that team functions. But unfortunately, we just didn't get the chance. So that's gonna wrap up the day 1 and day 2 video for the season so far of Grand Party. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know what leaders you're using. Are you sticking with the 12th anniversary leaders? Are you doing something different? But again, make sure at the end of the day, once you're done doing your matches, go ahead and change that setup button right there, change your leader to a non-burst captain, or auto edit and change it to a level 1 captain, so it changes all the characters in your crew, gives it even better chance for people to win quicker. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think so far of this season, and as always, until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.